Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Muscogee County Coaches Show. As I'm your host, Richard Holdridge. Every other Wednesday, we bring on some coaches from all sports in Muscogee County. And I got a very special guest on today's show. Fresh off a big region win, it is the Shaw Raiders head football coach, Coach Johnnie Garner. Coach, congratulations on the win against Hardaway. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. As always, it's a pleasure.
All right. You're 2-2 on the season as you picked up wins against Smith Station in the State Line Showdown, a tough 7A school out of Alabama. And you did defeat your longtime rival, the Hardaway Hawks, last Thursday night at Kinnett Stadium. I mean, this was a back and forth game. What was going through your mind just having to play a tough opponent? They have a talented quarterback in Bobby Gary. You have a talented quarterback in Aaron Grant. But what was some of the reaction getting a big win in region play?
Right. Anytime you wake up on Friday morning, us as high school coaches, we're looking for a win. And it's always great when you can wake up on Saturday morning with a win. So we're definitely excited about, the W, especially it being the first region game. Starting off in region play the right way. Making our record 1-0 in the region, of course, for playoff implications, and as well as for our psyche and our preparation. The guys prepared extremely hard, our coaching staff as well. And it's always great to get repaid and, get payment with the win.
Coach, let's talk about your quarterback, Aaron Grant, because he's also your leading rusher. He averages about 85 yards a game. Yep. He had a big touchdown that really put you up by 2 scores against Hardaway. It was just a back-and-forth game, 21-18. Hardaway did get the ball. They had an opportunity to take the lead, but you were able to get the ball back, and Aaron Grant said, I'm going to put this on my shoulders. He runs in for the touchdown run, and the Shaw Raiders go up 28-18. How special of a quarterback is Aaron Grant? I mean, he's only a junior. I mean, he's really taken over as the starter, and he has looked just fantastic as a dual-threat quarterback.
Most definitely, and I think it's attributed. I think he'll be the first one to tell you it's about his offensive line. Those guys doing a great job all game, creating those rushing lanes for him. And he's a leader. He's a natural born leader. He's one of those people that, regardless, he doesn't have a choice. People are going to follow him. They're going to gravitate towards him. And he's using that power that he has, that he's been blessed with. He's in a positive manner. He's gravitated towards his guys, and they're playing for one another. And that's what we want them to do. And physically, his ability, like I say, he's a big guy in stature, tough to bring down. He's got a little edge about him. Wants to be a playmaker, wants the ball in his hands in those crucial situations. So we're going to let the big man rumble as long as he can.
Well, Coach, one thing about your team that's special is also your defense. I mean, you got some players like Otis Stevens, who's a sophomore, leading the team with 2 sacks, along with John Smith and Ja'Cory Harper. Ja'Cory Harper's a junior. You also have Jarmon Smith, who has a pick as well.
Right.
And your leading tackler, John Smith, just this defense has just been playing just fantastic football. But what is the defense? What is like their motto? Like trying to get out into the trenches and trying to get stops, and who are some of the coaching staff that's on your defensive side of the ball?
Right. It starts with our defensive coordinator, Coach Juan Pickett. He's a Shaw grad, Shaw alum. He's class of 2008. So he was in and exuded into the black and silver, when they were playing in Georgia Dome and having a lot of success. And up front for him, he's a defensive line guy. Up front, they always say 1 can't block me and 2 can't move me. So that's kind of the nature of what they do up front. And those backers, of course, they're trying to plug and play fast and align us defensively. And in the secondary, of course, we want to be combative. In the secondary when the ball's in the air. Like I said, the defense coordinator is Coach Juan Pickett. At linebackers, we have Torrey Jackson, who's also a Shaw alum. He's our inside linebackers coach. We have Coach Deloney, outside linebackers coach, and the secondary Coach Guest. Like I said, all those guys work together, and they know that pieces of the puzzle, all those fit together. So I'm excited about the way they're playing. They're motivated, flying around. We're trying to get 11 to the ball at all times, bring those hats to the ball. So I'm pleased with them. Like I said, we got some more work to do. Like I said, try to get some goose eggs on the board, but hey, they're working and we're getting it done.
All right, Coach, you got a very tough matchup against a region opponent on Friday. You are hosting undefeated Sumter County at Kinnett Stadium this Friday. Sumter County ended up defeating Kendrick 36-0. I mean, they've had some pretty impressive wins. I mean, you look at this Sumter County Panthers team, you got to think that they are one of the top teams in this region. The good news for your team, Coach, is for the remainder of the season, you don't have to leave the city of Columbus.
Right.
You'll have, if it's a road game, it's going to be at Otis Spencer. If it's a home game or a road game, it'll be at Kinnett because you're facing region opponents the rest of the way through. How important is it just to get a good showing against a Sumter County team to try to show that you're able to compete with just about anybody in this region to try to fight for a playoff spot? Because I know with the playoff format, it changes this year. That's why I thought the 10-point win over Hardaway was very important, because now they're factoring in margin of victory. They're factoring in strength of schedule. And we know that Sumter County is a very tough team, but you do have the home field advantage at Kinnett Stadium. And so how important is it to have the Shaw fans get out there and support the Raiders and to have a good showing against the Sumter County team?
Most definitely. You kind of hit the nail on the head. This is a pretty good team that's coming to town. 4-0 there. They're firing on all cylinders right now. With the undefeated record to start the year. The plus for us is, hey, we got an opportunity to play the game on the field on Friday night. And so that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to preparation right now. Day 3 of preparation for us. Like I said, it's Wednesday coming up with day 4, dating back to Sunday, looking for preparation. Up front, they're huge in regards to size on the offensive and defensive line. They're in the trenches type of team, run a lot of power. Come right at you. So we got to prepare for that, as well as, they play action off of the well, run some great concepts through the air as well. For us, it's all about doing everything that we can on right away. We always talk about control, but you can't, just worry about everything on right away. The only people that can help us, are the people that are for us and the people that are with us. So with that being said, we'd have our work cut out for us, but we're looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us as a young team, as a program, to line it up with a formidable opponent, a pretty good opponent, and see where we stack up. And we definitely would love to have Raider Nation out there support us in full effect. Let's make it rain in black at Kinnett on Friday, and let's root these guys on. They're preparing hard. They're anxious for the opportunity. They're getting after it in practice. I'm excited. I'm excited to see us perform and get the opportunity to play ball on Friday.
Yeah, and it's going to be an opportunity for the town of Americus to make that trip up to Columbus because you got Sumter County, the only team in the region that's not from Muscogee County, and they're going to be up at Kinnett Stadium. After shutting out Kendrick in Americus last week, know that with your offense, it starts with Aaron Grant, but you also, the sophomore running back, second on the team in rushing, Jamar Williams, averages 47 yards a game, and then KJ Logan. You got some pretty good running backs in the backfield. The leading receiver is Kingston Long. I mean, he is just a tremendous athlete. I mean, we know him from the baseball diamond. And also, how about this? A freshman, Giovanni Rutherford. And you also have the senior leadership of John Brown. Just talk about some of the offensive pieces that Aaron Grant has around him. And who are some of your offensive coaches that help lead the charge for the Shaw offense?
Right on. With like I said, it all starts, like I said, up front with the O-line, and then of course the quarterback. With him controlling tempo, controlling the game. Like I said, he's our leader, so we go as he goes, and that goes with mentality as well. So he's done a great job of, through whatever, being an even keel guy and being ready to play. And they definitely take on his personality, his no surrender, his no back down personality as well. So that's great for us in regards to Aaron. Jamar Williams, he is a sophomore. He's electric. He's one of those guys who just want to get him in space because he's special. You know what I mean? When he gets that ball and he has some space, he's the make you miss in the phone booth type of guy. And then KJ Logan is the veteran, the senior guy that we have, and he's Mr. Dependable, Mr. Reliable. He's going to go downhill. He's more of a one-cut back. Like I said, our backfield is split up kind of by committee, kind of a 3 or 4-headed monster, including Aaron Grant. So those guys do a great job of spreading the sugar, and they're so unselfish in regards to who gets the touchdowns or who gets the glory. They just want to move the ball and do everything they can to help our offense. It's the same thing with the guys out wide. Like you mentioned, we got Kingston. This is his first year playing football. So like I said, he's mostly been a baseball player his whole life. And we got some young guys and some sophomores, like you said, even Giovanni. Trent Patton is one, number 2. He's a guy that, that does a lot of the dirty work for us in regards to blocking on the perimeter. And we all understand, they all understand it's a team game. And in order for one of us to succeed, the other one has to do their job. So everybody's all in doing their jobs. And coaching staff-wise, we have 2 co-offensive coordinators in Javion Flewellen and Joey Peacock. So those 2 lead it on offense, and along with a few O-line coaches and Coach Frichter, Coach Kilcrease, and, of course, our running backs, Coach Rambo.
Well, we are excited about Shaw football. I can't wait to see this schedule, because after Sumter County, you take on Columbus on September the 27th. You're hosting Carver on October the 4th on the road against Spencer, and then wrapping up the season with Kendrick and Jordan. All rivalry games. I mean, This is just incredible that Shaw gets to rekindle these rivalries in this region. My final question to you, Coach. You're under the leadership of your athletic director, Coach Blair Harrison, who has years of football experience as a head coach. He knows the game. What are some of the things that you have leaned on with him, getting some advice, and what advice has given you?
It'll be tough to pinpoint just one area in particular. Like I said, when you have a guy like that in your building that's that close to you, it just makes too much sense, to gravitate towards him. So we talk about life. We talk about, steps in regards to football. Of course, talk about preparation. Even small things like facilities, like, upkeeping facilities and different tips on how to do things in regards to that aspect. He's one of those guys that I kind of pick from and take everything that I can from. I'm a sponge. And so it would be foolish for me not to take advantage. So, yes, we do talk ball. We talk strategy. We talk discipline. And we talk about, from A to Z, you name it. Because he's done it. A guy's been doing it for so long. He's kind of seen all the problems that I can see. And I tend to just, like I said, I lean on him for his advice on a few things.
Well, good luck Friday, Coach, against Sumter County. We hope to have a lot of Shaw fans pack Kinnett Stadium, and that should be just an exciting game against the Sumter County Panthers.
Definitely looking forward to it. I appreciate you as well.
Absolutely. Another episode of the Muscogee County Coaches Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have another Muscogee County coach right here on the Muscogee County Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be back.
Go Raiders.
Georgia, Alabama. Sports Live will be your go-to for all your favorite high school and collegiate games this fall. From the Carver Tigers to the Columbus Blue Devils, the Harris County Tigers and Northside Patriots, the Glenwood Gators and Calvary Christian Knights, the Pacelli Vikings and Brookstone Cougars, to the Smith Station Panthers and Russell County Warriors, from CVCC Pirates basketball and baseball, and every tournament from here to Macon. We are the #1 destination for anything happening in East Alabama and West Central Georgia. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and stay tuned for even more amazing ways we will be bringing Georgia Alabama Sports Live to you this upcoming season. We can't wait to come see you next.
And we are back here on the Muscogee County Coaches Show. And don't forget, next Wednesday night, we will have another episode of Office Hours, a real life of an AD. Join Coach Kendall Mills, Assistant AD, Coach Danielle McCoy of Columbus, Assistant AD of Carver, Coach Anson Hunley, and AD of Spencer, Coach Joe Kegler, as they will just talk about all the duties and responsibilities of an AD, and they'll have special guests. But on the other Wednesdays that we don't air Office Hours here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we have what's called the Muscogee County Coaches Show. We have interviewed football coaches. We've interviewed volleyball coaches, softball coaches. It is just exciting, and I am really excited about my next guest, as she's making her first appearance on the Muscogee County Coaches Show, having a terrific season. Please welcome to the Muscogee County Coaches Show of the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, the softball coach, Coach Jamie Wilson. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing good. I know you. First of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come on. I know you just had a softball game. Lost 6-5 to a very tough Noonan team in a higher classification. We know what they did last season. But just talk about the season so far. Undefeated in region play. You're 13-5. Got a big showdown with the Shaw Lady Raiders, who are 7-1. And so that's going to determine a lot of things, especially going forward when you get into regional play and super regional play, and ultimately trying to get to that goal to make it to Columbus for the GHSA state championship.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we are having a phenomenal season. We're working really well. The girls are working hard. Things are connecting. Yeah. Tonight was a big, could have been a big win. It was a loss, but we played well. Defense was looking really good. A few times we could have capitalized at the plate, but the girls are looking great. We're competing against 5A, 6A schools really well. So, anytime we can compete against a bigger school and do well, at the end of the day, I'm proud of them. The great thing about the team that I have right now being, undefeated in the region, these are a lot of the players that have been playing since their freshman year. I have 9 seniors on the team. 7 of them have been starters since freshman year. Our main pitcher, Emmy Jones, she has been one of our starting pitchers since freshman year. And they've just been a team that has continued to grow, continue to gel. And, just tell me every day to get better, work harder, work on the things that they're struggling with. And they just continue to improve daily. And, like I said, having those 9 seniors that have been together since freshman year, working hard, it's paying off, and it'll continue hopefully to pay off down the road once we get into playoffs.
Now, Coach, you're entering your 10th season as the softball coach of the Columbus Lady Blue Devils. Before that, you were an assistant coach for 3. You've had just a great softball background. You were a player at West Georgia, went back to Columbus State to get your degree. But just that experience of knowing your team and knowing that you were so close last year to making it to the state championship. Wow. I mean, you've had a history of making it to the state playoffs and winning region championships. And so the standard at Columbus High for softball is pretty high, especially being one of the top teams in the region. But when you look at last year, finishing 19-12, going 11-1 in region play, but losing to Pike County in the super regional, became so close to making it to the South Common softball complex for that state championship. You're down a classification this year. You're now in 2A. But things are looking pretty good so far in this season. Obviously, that's the same goal this year, is to try to get back to Columbus and to be in the state championship. Is that correct, Coach?
Absolutely. Before we start the season, we get together as a varsity team and we make goals. You're allowed to have 1 selfish goal, and then you're supposed to make 2 team goals, and then we come together to make our team goals as a whole. But you got to have a selfish goal. I honestly believe that you got to have something that you're trying to obtain personally. For me, my selfish goal has been to get to the Elite 8 this year. I told them that day one. I told them that for me, my selfish goal was to get there, and that I want them to be on board with that selfish goal too. Last year was a hard pill to swallow. We were beaten Pike County twice in super regionals and lost both times in extra innings. My girls work hard, and I want that to pay off for them. I think in this area, we kind of fly under the radar of being a great team. I think sometimes we're underestimated. And I think that, when we can get to the Elite 8 and really prove that we should be there, we should have been there last year. I think it's going to, really show people what we've got within the community. But it's a great group of girls. And like I said, that is our ultimate goal. Play well every day, do well every day at practice, do the little things, get the job done, that hopefully we can then, represent our own city down at South Commons.
Well, that's one of the things about the non-region schedule, Coach, is you're not afraid to play opponents that are a higher classification, like you played Noonan today. You played Harris County, you played Northside. I mean, we know how big that rivalry is, and they're the 2 top teams in 4A. But when you look at your team, I want to start with your leading hitter, Maya Bagsby, leading the team in batting average, 5 home runs on the season. Also, Jayla Lockhart, we know what a special athlete Jayla Lockhart is, because she's also a basketball player. Aubrey McBride. Also, your pitchers, Emmy Jones and Bethany Smith. What are some other players that have really contributed to this season and some of their accolades?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 7 starters that are seniors. And so, it's really tight to be able to get into the lineup as an underclassman. But we actually have 2 other players. We have a junior, Katie Ellenberg, who came over to us last year, was her first year on the team as a sophomore. She's now a junior. She contributes. She does a great job at second base. She is a team player through and through. She can go up to the plate. She can lay down a bunt. She can put the ball in play. She does the little things that you need her to do. She's a phenomenal second baseman, and I love that she's come on board and she's really contributed from the get-go. Grace Scott's another one. She started as a freshman. She was kind of battling it out for first base with Jayla Lockhart. We decided that Jayla was better off in the outfield. Grace ended up becoming that starter first baseman for us as a freshman. She's now a sophomore, and she contributes well. Today against Noonan, the throw was kind of off. She stretched out for it 100% and got the play, got the out. She does really well at the plate. She's actually a catcher. And so for her to be able to go over, change positions to get into the lineup, I think is just phenomenal. So, they are great contributors. Chloe Hartzell's another one. She's our left fielder. She can go up, she can bunt. She is a great 2-strike bunter. And if you know anything about bunting with 2 strikes, if it goes foul, you're out. And she can lay down a bunt beautifully with those 2 outs. She's not scared to do that. And, that's the kind of guts that you need for a player to be able to get, that aggressive and say, hey, I got to do whatever I can for the team to move the runners or get on base. So Bethany Smith's another one. I love her to death. We had a little bit of a pitching issue today, and Bethany came in. She's my center fielder. Bethany can catch pretty much anything that comes her way. She is perfect for the season on fielding percentage. And she can just run all over the field. She'll do anything you ask of her. She can lay down a bunt, she can slap, she can hit, and she pitches well. So we have a great group of girls, and any of them can get, anything done at any time.
Coach, talk a little bit about your coaching staff, or what are some of your assistant coaches that you work with that help, and what's their specialty?
Yeah. So Coach Mary Catherine Smith, she actually played for Columbus High. She graduated, I believe, in 2014. She was the starting pitcher pretty much all 4 years that she was with the program. She went on to play college ball. She's been with me now for about 8 seasons. She is the pitching coach. The girls love her to death. And I've been very thankful that she's been on the staff with me this long and continues to help the team be successful. I have Coach Sarah Marino. She's been with me now for 2 seasons, and she helps keep depth charts. Throws batting practice, anything that we need her to do, really. Coach Steve Meredith, he's new this year to the coaching staff. He actually was a head coach at Beauregard High School. He's kind of helped out in different places as well. He's come on board and helped with defense. He throws batting practice, helps with the outfilders. He's also my JV head coach. He has been a great asset to the program. I'm really glad that he decided to come on board and help us out.
All right, Coach, and we talked about you're playing Shaw this Thursday. I mean, we've featured the team on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Chris Gates did just a phenomenal job with that win over Hardaway. Just looking at this upcoming schedule, I mean, you do have several tournaments. You got a tournament at Marion County where you're going to take on Lee County and Marion County, and you also have a tournament up in LaGrange where you're going to be taking on Stars Mill and Ola. Definitely higher classification, getting ready to face region opponents, and the season ends October the 8th as you get ready for regionals and super regionals. Or what are some of the personal goals for this season? I mean, not just to win the region and get to the super regional and eventually to the state, but playing the higher competition, higher classification. What are some of the goals that you want to see your team just improve on?
I think a couple of things is just believing themselves, having the confidence. When you play people in your own classification or even lower, you're going to get good quality ball, but I don't think you can really see what you have or know what you have unless you're playing higher classification of teams. And just because they're higher classification doesn't mean that they're any better, but they usually have better depth and more players to choose from. So I like to play these higher level teams, these higher ranked teams, because it allows us to see what we can do. It allows us to step outside of our comfort zone and allows them to build confidence. Because, if we go out like today, yeah, we lost 6-5 and I would have liked to win, but I also saw great things happening. I saw us playing some stellar defense. I saw girls getting it done. Maya hit a home run. I had several of them that was hitting them to the fence. We were getting things done. It builds confidence. And I think at the end of the day, if they can see, hey, we're playing these 5A, 6A schools and we're getting the job done, well, that's a confidence builder. And that's a goal to be able to see, hey, I can do this, I can get this done, and we can continue to be successful.
Well, Coach, good luck against Shaw and good luck the rest of the season. By the way, I do want to say one thing. I do want to mention that your softball team, great camaraderie. They support the other athletics. I made sure to give them a shout out. Way back in August when we were live streaming the tri-match between Pacelli and Northgate, your softball team, after beating Woodward Academy 9-0, came right in the bleachers and they supported the volleyball team. I think that is outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great group of girls. They help each other out. They've got each other's back 100%, and they're going to go and be a part of other programs too. They're just a really great group of girls. I'm going to be, I'm going to be very sad when my seniors leave me. I feel like they're my own daughters, and but they're there for the school, and they have great school spirit.
All right, Coach. Looking forward to the rest of the season, and hopefully we can live stream some more games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. That is the head softball coach of the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, Coach Jamie Wilson. Thanks again for watching another episode of the Muscogee County Coaches Show. We'll see you in 2 weeks.